Afternoon, and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Monday, August 22nd, the 21st week of Ordinary Time, and the memorial of the Queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And this memorial takes place on the octave, which is 8 days after celebrating Mary's Assumption into heaven, which we celebrated on August 15th. So now it is August 22nd, the octave, and this queenship is considered to be a prolonging of that celebration of the Assumption, of how magnificent that is. And it's also the queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary is also the fifth glorious mystery, if you pray the mysteries of the Rosary. Today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 23, verses 13 through 22. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit, Amen. Jesus said to the crowds, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You lock the kingdom of heaven before human beings. You do not enter yourselves, nor do you allow entrance to those trying to enter. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You traverse sea and land to make one convert, and when that happens, you make him a child of Gehenna twice as much as yourselves. Woe to you, blind guides, who say, if one swears by the temple, it means nothing. But if one swears by the gold of the temple, one is obligated. Blind fools, which is greater, the gold or the temple that made the gold sacred? And you say, if one swears by the altar, it means nothing. But if one swears by the gift on the altar, one is obligated. You blind ones, which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? One who swears by the altar swears by it, and all that is upon it. One who swears by the temple swears by it, and by him who dwells in it. One who swears by heaven swears by the throne of God, and by him who is seated on it." So Jesus is getting after it with the scribes and the Pharisees today. Just denouncing really just calling them out on their BS, saying you think you know it all, but you don't. And that's oftentimes just our human nature of letting pride seep in, of how many of us think that we do know it all, or we do know what the church teaches and why it teaches it. I just read something today about something that Pope Francis has said, that a woman a single mother who's decided to have a baby and not abort the child shouldn't go to the front desk of somebody working at the church and ask for, the sacrament of baptism or whatever else, and be denied that request by some snooty person because they're not married and don't have a husband. There's a disconnect there. And so we must make sure that the church and our faith that we preach and live and claim to live by is fully backed by what the church truly teaches, which is a church of justice, but then also a church of mercy and compassion and love, because God is love. So we can't be the ones to condemn others while not working on ourselves and even knowing what Jesus Christ teaches his disciples, who are leaders of the church. So we all need to do better. And I think that's the challenge is how are we growing and how are we becoming better in both our intellect, but then also our overall demeanor, our relationships, our gentleness, and our overall approach, our patience, something that we all need to work on. Just choose that and focus on that one thing and try to start doing better today and then a little bit better each and every day. That's that path that we choose to live as Christians. So good luck. God bless. Keep it real. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.